Hey, y'all, please welcome Fucked Up.
Thank you. It's that awkward thing we were trying to decide, do you wear your shoes in George's house or do you
can wear them.
Leave them at the front? I know, George, that's what I opted on because I was like, it will look weird if I'm wearing socks, but I feel rude about doing that. I'm sorry.
I don't mind.
Thank you for having us here. Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank you
coming.
for being here, everyone. Hey, friends, family.
Welcome every morning when you take a deep breath and put on your jacket. Another day working the racket. You're just holding on long enough to make it home in one piece. This is no ordinary day, is what I came this far to say. The sun is shining in its place. I've got a smile on my face. It's been so hard living this way, knowing what's right inside a world that's so filled up with what feels wrong. So many people who don't know what's going on. Just remember what you know and face them with what's in your soul. They're feeling that will push you to the edge, but be the only person in the world to be alone, to be the only one. Make your stand at the end of the miles you've come. Then you will be free. The freedom comes to being like a stone. There at the bottom, not afraid to stand against the waves. And then another stone, and then another. And soon the bigger ships and tides will come and crash against the hand you've built. Love is an island. Love is an island. Love is an island. Love is an island.
ain't getting you. I don't wanna go down to the basement. There's nothing down there. Hey, Romeo. I don't wanna go. There's nothing down there. Down in the basement. Nothing down there. Hey, Romeo. I don't wanna go. There's nothing down there. Down in the basement. Nothing down there. Hey, Romeo. Yeah, I don't wanna go to the basement. Something down there. Down in the basement. Happy Halloween. That's what I like when you think about it. Like the first Halloween punk song, right?
That one for sure.
Probably the first, right? Yeah, that's probably the first early on.
How are you? Congratulations on the record.
Thanks, buddy. How are you doing?
Great, thank you. Thrilled to have you playing in the house.
Pretty stoked to be here. Last time I was here, I got to sing with Dinosaur Jr.
That's right.
In front of my kids.
And your kids are here again.
They're here again.
So cute.
I tell you, it's a cool feeling to get to play in front of your kids.
I mean, Sandy I've known a long time. She was young when I met you. You were listening to punk at the time. I mean, these kids are getting a head start way before we did.
Yeah. Pretty young in there. Hi.
So what was the beginning for you listening to this kind of heavier music for all of you?
I don't know. I guess going to school with some kids and just listening, I guess, to No Effects, learning about them through my my high school bandmates. Really just school, because my brother was into like, just like metal bands, but like hair metal. It was, not compatible with my own interests.
Right.
The beginning for me, amazingly enough, was listening to Damien and Sandy on a radio show on CIUT that I would listen to every Sunday night, 10 to 12, right?
Mods and Rockers, every Monday night.
Yeah.
Monday night.
This is my original child. This is my first son, my punk son.
Look how I turned out.
Yeah, look how I made him. So, look at the future, kids.
Mods and Rockers was a really important radio show in this community.
I think, we lucked out. We lucked out being around JC when he was doing it, and both Sandy and I got to do it for like quite a few years, and like that was the schooling. That was definitely the schooling in music.
How about you? What was your beginning?
Green Day.
Green Day?
I think, yeah.
Like that Kerplunk Dookie stuff?
Just Dookie, yeah.
Yeah? And then where did it go from there?
Do you remember? I don't know. The Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
That was before, Mike. You bought the Melvins tape, the L7 tape, and the Sex Pistols tape while you were on vacation, I believe.
He knows your history, right?
Yeah, that's great.
Mike is the shy member. That's why this record's really weird, because now Mike has to be the focal point.
I think we got Mike's mom in the house, right?
Mike's mom's here.
Mike's mom is in the house right now.
Mike's mom's here. Mike is. Are you proud of Mike?
Very proud.
Aww.
What were your beginnings?
I bought Nevermind the Bollocks on cassette from the Ottawa Mall. What's the mall in Ottawa downtown? The
Rideau Center.
I bought it on a school trip when I was 13 or 14, and then the same day when I listened to it, I bought a can of orange hair dye that sprayed on your head and like a chain necklace, but it washed out the next day, so I was pretty clean for like no tracks. It was no trace culture dipping. But from that point forward, it was like, can't go back. So
That was it.
yeah, that was it.
We want to play some more music and we'll talk about the new record. Cool?
Sounds
What
good.
are you playing
Awesome.
now? Yeah.
Absolutely. Sounds good. What are we playing now?
I see guys at night drinking bars, talking to girls and driving cars. About this place in a magazine, all of their friends are beat. They laugh and joke like there's nothing wrong, like they are right where they belong. She met a guy, they went on a date. She liked him, but it was getting late. She called, but he just let it ring. She need a little more time to think. She reads the paper on a train. The guy stared the entire way.
You got a job right out of school. This place is small, put it as a pool. It's just a couple of stops away. He feels the sadness that he can't explain. It's hard to him to have fun. His mother died when he was young.
Young that I had a life.
I had a life.
I had a home.
I had a home.
I wore a life.
I wore a life.
To sell my soul.
To sell my soul.
My time was
My time was
and my show was what?
My show was what?
Why can't I figure out how to sleep that? I know it's me, but again, if you would tell me what I need to change.
I seen enough.
I'll never go back.
I never go back.
I'll never get my life back on track.
Back on track.
They all think so much,
Think so
but
much.
they nothing at all.
Nothing at
The
all.
world seems so big, but I
big.
feel so fucking small. And I never see my and even you for me what I need to change.
One day I called in sick, but I was right outside. I just sat down on a bench and cried. I saw this child laying in the street. His whole life right there under his feet. I knew that what you do, that's all there is.
Don't feel that. I don't feel that. You can't mental feel that you never had. I know it's a shame, but it feels so real. And I admit who I say isn't who I am. You see, man, I mean, you never dream. Don't say that. I admit, like, yeah, it's showing my feels so far up. And in the
Then I see,
little bit,
never
I
dreamed,
know the lie.
took the life
And in me,
out of me.
I remember like it was
Took so much
yesterday.
yesterday.
Even though it now feels so far up, I know it'd be mine again if you would say what Press the needle into my vein. Trip the valve inside my brain. Found it up, reality. And not enough. Indiana. Finding time is making tough. Double meaning in my nose. From the death to never see. And it all disappears. Alright. My room's open in my head. I change the language and it's spread. Oceans open as I walk. Extortion's open as I talk. And the chemistry is just the word we use to describe what occurred. When sudden changes in our lives. And chemistry from common blanket down this bacon down. Double meaning in my lungs. From the dead to never be. And it all disappears. See the best as I walk. Talking something as I talk. Confirmation, explanation. And it all disappears. Alright.
So it's brand new. Tell me about Dose Your Dreams.
It's a weird one. I was away, and Mike was like, "It's time to work on a new record," and I said, "Okay, let's try it." And so we did, and the stuff I did was real bad. I'm the first to admit it. And then I was like, I can't do this. I was making this TV show about pro wrestling at the time. I was traveling, and I just couldn't engage with the material. And so I went away and kind of hoped it would just disappear. And I came back, and Mike's like, I finished the record.
Dude.
And I was like, my gut reaction when Mike does something like that is to be like, well, I'm not doing it. And that's pretty much what I said to Jonah.
Really?
I'm not going to do this. I think I said it to Josh, probably said it to Sandy, maybe even said it to Mike's face. And then I sat there and kind of was like, why not? You know, he's put a lot of effort into this thing, and normally my job as disruptor, is I think to get myself into the record. And this time I was like, I'm confident enough to kind of see how this plays out, which doesn't mean I thought it would work. Right. I didn't think it would work till I heard it back.
Mike, I know how much you love being interviewed, but
I have my own mic.
yeah,
I know, but you don't get close up on enough, so they can't really hear you.
When did you, when you said to him it's time to make a record, when did you know? What is the right time to make this record?
Well, we had a grant that was expiring, so.
There's the truth.
It's the most Canadian answer ever. I love that.
Breaking kayfabe. Shout out to Wei Ting over there.
How about Things to Say and where the band was and where we are as a people? Does that stuff weigh into the fucked up world?
I guess so. Kind of, yeah. I mean, there's always stuff to say.
I think that's
Except for right now.
That's probably why I didn't feel like writing it, because I was like, I don't think I can say anything right now that feels up to the scope of the time we're living in. It's kind of a scary time, locally, in the city we're in right now, politically, provincially, federally it's kind of weird, and then like internationally it's super fucking weird. And so, you know, like I felt like I was like, I don't know if I can make something of the breadth of the time. And I guess
they did.
Mike stayed far enough into the navel to see the universe.
So what's it like then for the rest of the band when you want to do something, but is this an uncommon reality to have everybody on the same page?
Oh yeah, like look at this right now, George. It's like 5 separate bands happening at once.
Is that the magic of the band?
It's always been that way. 5 separate bands. One of the things, one of our the person that took the picture that ended up on Epics in Minutes, that was one of our first group photos, if not the first. He said, you know, the only band where every single member looks different. So I think it looks like they're in a different band. There you go. So I think there's always been this kind of separation of personalities, and somehow the only way that this music came out was through what's the word I'm looking for? An unlikely pairing of all these things.
I did not think that was the word you were looking for, but
I'm not looking for that word.
No, I think
PB out on a better one.
It's also funny because, like, as you know, people, the only thing that brought us together was living in downtown Toronto, Mimico Mike, but that counts enough for downtown, and the rest of us all being into punk. You know, like I think that was the only thing that we all brought us together, like going to shows. We all met at shows, kind of separately too, and
I think maybe you were the only person that individually knew each other, other members.
Okay, I didn't want to toot my own horn, but yes, I'm the great linker. I was the one who put this together, this Svengali, and that's how it came together.
And so, you were the last one.
I was the last one to join the band.
Well,
too. That's because I wanted to observe it from afar and see how I fit in the best. I can play any of these fucking
But you
instruments.
guessed it, right? Like you did a couple of things.
Yeah, Josh went to go across the United States through train hopping. I don't know if we should say that. That might get us not allowed in America. You're American, though, so you can do that. We can't. And so they asked me to fill in for 2 shows, and then we recorded it for posterity. And Mike was like, I think we should do this. And Josh came back and learned guitar. He was ready.
You know, you hear a lot about the band dynamic and what a band dynamic is supposed to be for a band to last. But if you think about, like, the Polaris was almost 10 years ago. You know, all that was, this band's been around a long time, and the band dynamic seems to work on its own.
Yeah, like, I think that's the thing is, like, you hear about the Clash and these bands are like, this band is a gang more than a band. And eventually, like, you know, families fall apart. We're a band that's kind of brought together by the band. So there's nothing really to fall apart but the band. Like, that's not to say we're not friendly with each other.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I think for us, the big inspiration is Gaz from Japan. And there's, like, these legends about them meeting only for 5 hours a week to practice. And they don't know anything about each other outside of that practice room. And it's like, that's like an ethos to aspire to, where you're only brought together by the music.
Very cool.
And that's a way to explain our poor...
What are you going to play next?
There's like a cynical efficiency going on there.
That's what I'm saying. We will just keep going till one of us isn't here.
What song are you going to play next?
We're going to play Band Violins.
Is this one that you couldn't wrap your head around, or you could, or?
This is one we've never played. Like, we haven't played in years. This is like a really old one.
Yeah.
And like this song, it's funny because like we wrote this song, we called it Band Violins because at the time, every band in Toronto seemed to have Owen Pallett guesting on the record. And then
He's a hell of a player.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you get into our mindset at the time, that was just our way of getting his attention so we could convince him to be on our record, which happened on the very next record we did. But yeah, and this song is a request from my long suffering. She had to put up with the fact that I lost my passport yesterday, as to put up with all this other shit that I've given her this year. Wife, Lauren. So Lauren, this is for you, Band Violins.
With a scream, I know all the answers. Why do the questions gleam? Not afraid of fiction, just to the ready known. Unlock the future truth behind the gilded tone. Reverse the culprit, and where we came. Soothsayers almanac, living going to stand. Sanity brings discourse, conversations got short. By the rules of a given town, too late to afford. God in a run, unable to be swayed. Then too long. Lord, let me pray. Reverse the compass and get where we came. Soothsayers almanac, we're going to stay. Born again, free from sin, let the suffering. Born again, free from sin, let the suffering. Reverse the compass and get where we came. Soothsayers almanac, we're going to stay. Alright! Reverse the compass and get where we came. Soothsayers almanac, we're going to stay. Born again, free from sin, let the suffering begin. I'm born again, free from sin, let the suffering begin. I'm born again, free from sin. Born again, free from sin, let the suffering. I wrote you out, I crossed you out, I taught you out, I fucked you out.
And that was the original lyrics that I wrote. For some reason, those popped into my head, not the ones Mike wrote. So everyone got a taste of what could have been there. But that song was about how much bullshit politics happens right now with fascism and just like outright hatred masquerading as some sort of alternative to socialist ideals or whatever. That shit is fascism. They can dress it up any way they want, but we can all see through it. And right now, the next fight is to stand up provincially, federally, internationally, to all this shit that's coming. So that's up to all of us. Thank you very much for watching.